How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the newest 7-star added to Naruto Blazing, which is none other than Blazing Bash Madara Uchiha. Wow. I honestly was not expecting this, man, but at the same time, like, if I'm being real with you, even though I wanted someone else, if you guys saw my 7-star Blazing Bash video, you know who I wanted. I did kind of think, like, what if they do, like, Madara or something, just because, like, I don't know, I was just getting a little bit of a feeling, but I still wasn't expecting it, to be honest. So, this is our second perfect Susanoo user to be a 7-star. They really love the Susanoos, man. And with that said, just like 7-star Kakashi, if you already have this unit, which a lot of players do, longtime players for sure. I even have him over here on my JP account because I pulled him from a free Blazing Bash multi. We will go ahead and get him over on global next week. It does suck that now that we're out of sync, we're not going to have him along with it, but we will get him next week on global. So I'll probably awaken mine on global because I don't think I have enough to do it over here on JP. But with that said, longtime players, you essentially get a free 7-star Blazing Bash unit, and I think that's really good that they did that instead of making a brand new one. They could have done that, but I think the reason they dropped this Madara this week rather than last week was because they wanted us to focus on that banner, and on top of that, the heart was kind of at an advantage, and dropping this man, which is a skill type, obviously isn't going to be the best thing for a heart meta. Now, there is still 5 Kage League, but I don't think people are going to take him into the Kage League, so that's a little bit different. But with that said, man, this Madara, he is pretty cool. So if you want to go ahead and awaken him, it's the same thing as Kakashi, I would imagine. I'll show that in a minute, but first of all, you do have to get him up to his Blazing Awaken form to be able to awaken to a 7-star. So it is interesting, you don't actually get a 7, we haven't had a 7-star Blazing Bash unit yet, really. This is still a regular one where it goes all the way from 5-star to Blazing Awaken 6-star, and then once you have him awakened, you'll be able to Blazing Awaken him again to a 7-star, which doesn't take your normal materials. So this man does have a latent skill and all of that, so let's go ahead and look at that first, and then I'll jump into translation, all that stuff. I woke up earlier on, like right after the leaks dropped, and I was like, oh my gosh, bro, like this is cool. First of all, this man's artwork looks so beautiful, man. If I'm being real with you, I like this dude's artwork more than I like Kakashi's, and for a Blazing Bash unit, you wouldn't imagine it to look the same, but you can tell just by his artwork, he looks almost like a Blazing Fest unit. Like when I first saw this, I thought it was a new Blazing Fest unit. Because like the artwork itself is very reminiscent of the style they use nowadays, and I love it. I absolutely love this artwork, man. The blue and the pink, oh, it looks so good. It looks so good for a Blazing Awakened unit. With that said, you actually do see his MS back there, which is really nice. Now, also, what's really cool is that this man is going to be extremely fast again. Now, after the max limit breaks, him and Hashirama were quite fast, and it does kind of beg the question, okay, what about Blazing Bash Hashirama? But I don't think they wanted to give us 2 right off the bat. They decided to give us 1, especially because Hashirama would be kind of OP right now with the speed boost. But if you go ahead and you get the 30 speed boost here, plus the max pills you're able to get this Madara, you will be able to get him to a total of 413 speed, which is not bad. And the new ability that they added is a mobilization resistance, which is good because that's probably the biggest thing that you have to deal with. And this Madara is really good. So I do want to see what his latent skill does, but before that, I want to look at the actual animation of it. So we're gonna see this. Oh, I bet it's gonna look beautiful, man. I bet it's gonna look so beautiful. There has to be some Susanoo action, right? I bet it is. Yeah, okay, you got the perfect Susanoo out. Okay. Oh, bro, that's so dope. Oh my god, that's so dope, man. Yes, yes, Madara. Okay, I like that. That perfect Susanoo. So that's the second one that we have now with perfect Susanoo. That is a 7-star. So I'm loving it. If you guys want to know what that one actually does, we'll go ahead and look at that right now. But before we do, I also want to talk about how you can awaken them. So I made a video on how to awaken 7-star Kakashi. You guys love that video, actually, and it's the same thing. So all you really have to do is go ahead and just get these materials right here. So this one, if you click on it, it'll actually tell you where you can get it at. And this one, so I will have these when it comes to my other account. I will have these necessary materials, but if you're not sure on how to get them, there are a couple of ways right now that you can go ahead and get them. So those are the awakening materials. It's the same as a regular 7-star, which is pretty good. I like that they kept it the same. You can buy these 5-star ones over here in the shop and then awaken them up if that's what you want to do. You can also buy them over here in this shop. But if you also want to get them for free without having to do that, well, it's still free that way, but you know what I mean, without having to spend time grinding granny cat coins, you can do these ninja trials right here, which will give them to you. So if you want to get the actual tag right here, then you have to do this mission And honestly, if I'm being real with you, I don't know what this says. And so the mission that you have to do to go ahead and get the tag is going to be for doing the impact missions 50 times. So completing 50 missions tagged impact will get you the tag, which you will need, and then you can do the rest to get these smaller ones mixed in with the other ways that I showed you, and you'll be able to go ahead and get all of the scrolls that you need. Go ahead and awaken them if you want to, and you will have all the necessary materials to go ahead and awaken your Madara Uchiha. Honestly, if I'm being real with you, that's probably the best thing to do, because you don't need to awaken this dude right now. Like, you really don't, because like I said, the heart meta right now with the heart type boost, I feel like Itachi would smack this dude around. That's just my opinion, of course, but I don't see you needing him, at least right now. At least right now, just go ahead and wait. Now, there is another way, actually. There's a new mission that is finally out that I was looking forward to. I didn't make a video talking about it, but it is really cool. So you can go ahead and do this, and I believe this mission does offer you those materials as well to grind up. But if that's still not enough for you, and you're like, Jobito, I need more, although that should give you literally, those methods right there should give you everything that you need. You can still come on over to here, and you can grind these up right here. So you can do it for getting to map 7 and map 5, and that's pretty much that. So yeah, that's how you get the materials needed for the Madara. The biggest one is probably going to be that 50 for the tag, but outside of that, that's how you awaken him. Now let's go ahead and look at what this man can do now with his latent skill. So shout out to the homie Lab King, as always, link in the description. Appreciate the work that they do all the time, I really do. With that said, this man is up to 57k health now, 6,000 attack, 413 speed, and the range is still medium. Of course, the range stays the same. Now, all of this, to my knowledge, stays exactly the same. If you guys don't know what it is that Madara was capable of doing, he's kind of like a lot of units that we have nowadays, like Tobi and other units of that nature, Nagato, where you can nullify damage from ninjutsu or secret technique. Now, this was way back in the day, so he can only nullify that. He can't nullify everything like slip damage, anything like that. But with that said, he does nullify damage, which is really good, and it's AoE, so it really isn't bad. It really isn't bad. I feel like what sucked is that this man could get immobilized and that he was kind of slow in comparison. But now he is over 400, so it's not bad. So with that said, you can nullify jutsu sealing now. I think that's a new one, which is not bad. Syncing with small range. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if that'll be necessarily hard to sync with or not, but you can nullify immobilization and jutsu sealing, so that's not bad. Switch sealing is still a problem, but it is what it is, but that's good. So he does have resistance against two of the biggest things that can really stop you from being good. Now, looking at the latent skill, 14 times damage to all body enemies. Okay, so it is AoE. That is extremely kind of broken in my opinion, but 10 times damage to other element affinities and knocks them back. 80% chance of speed reduction for 4 seconds, hopefully it's a lot, and rolls back their speed gauge. Oh man, I wonder how much it actually rolls it back. I can tell right now that's gonna be a problem. I can tell, man, because if it's AoE, he's gonna be smacking the body typing, so that's really good. And then of course, like I said, his last ability now nullifies immobilization outright, so very, very good improvement to the Madara. I think, like I said, that sync skill, I believe that is new. I'm actually gonna go ahead and look on my main account, and I will see if that's new or not, because I honestly can't remember. Because if it is, that's good. That's what I want for them to change, because just giving them a new skill and things of that nature is really not gonna make too big of a deal on the actual unit itself. But giving them a change like that will make a big difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at the sync skill. Yes, that is a new sync skill, so that is good. They can add new sync skills to units, which I like a lot. So yeah, man, that Madara is not playing around, and that pretty much takes care of it. So I was really surprised to see that we actually got this new Madara. But yeah, that's really good, honestly. I think he's gonna be pretty good now in the meta. Again, I wouldn't take him right now into it because it is heart type running around, but you could if you want to. I mean, honestly, he does have damage reduction, so there is that. This man used to be kind of a tank, if I'm being honest with you. Plus, his first jutsu does let him nullify everything, so you won't even get hit necessarily. But I still would hold off on it, especially because it probably will take you a little bit to go ahead and grind up the materials necessary. But if you want to summon for him, I would say go ahead. Honestly, he is probably better than the Itachi just for the fact that he's a 7-star, and 7-stars are pretty broken. I don't necessarily think you need Itachi, but I also don't necessarily think you need this Madara. I don't think he's going to be game changing. I mean, again, I don't know how much he pushes back yet, so I have no right to say that. But just the fact that he's on a banner that's only 4 steps, you might as well go ahead and do it. So if we look at the steps themselves, I feel like I mean, it's just gonna be a basic banner, just like the Kakashi was. On the 4th step, you're guaranteed him, which is not bad. Is he at a 1%? He is at a 1%. Okay, so yeah, if you want my opinion, I would go ahead and say if you have the pearls and you want to, go ahead and summon for the Madara. I already have him. I just need materials. I have him on both accounts. A lot of us already do, honestly. They do still have the Kakashi banner as well. Oh no, yeah, over here. So you could do that as well if you haven't already. But yeah, that takes care of it, man. New 7-star Blazing Bash Madara. Pretty hype, honestly, to go ahead and awaken him next week. I really am. He might actually be a very good addition to my team, especially with that AoE damage that he does while pushing back. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.